Missouri, America. The year was 1896. The quiet town of Willow Creek was the kind of place where everyone knew their neighbors. People left their doors unlocked. Children played in the streets until sunset. Serious crime was almost unheard of. But that peace ended the day a mysterious stranger arrived. No one knew his real name. He introduced himself only as Mr. Gray. He wore a long black coat, carried a worn leather suitcase, and never stayed in one place for long. He rented a room at the town's only boarding house and spent his days wandering the streets, quietly observing the people around him. At first, no one thought much of the stranger. Then tragedy struck. Just 3 days after Mr. Gray was seen speaking with the town's blacksmith, the blacksmith was found murdered inside his workshop. Authorities believed it was a robbery, but nothing had been stolen. A week later, Mr. Gray was seen sharing a meal with the local schoolteacher. 2 days later, the teacher was found dead on a lonely country road. Again, there was no clear motive. Fear began spreading through Willow Creek. People started whispering about the stranger. Then another death followed. And another. Each victim had one thing in common. Someone had seen him talking to Mr. Gray shortly before they died. The sheriff launched an investigation. When deputies went to question the stranger, they discovered he had already checked out of the boarding house. His room was nearly empty. Only a small notebook remained beneath the bed. Inside were dozens of names. Some had a single line drawn through them. Those names belonged to people who were already dead, but several names remained untouched. The sheriff immediately warned everyone on the list. Most dismissed it as a coincidence. Until another person whose name appeared in the notebook was murdered. Panic swept through the town. Families locked themselves indoors before sunset. Businesses closed early. Some residents fled Willow Creek altogether. A statewide manhunt began. Months later, detectives received a report from a neighboring town. A man matching Mr. Gray's description had been seen there. When officers arrived, they found he had disappeared once again. But another murder had already taken place. The pattern repeated across several towns over the next 2 years. Everywhere Mr. Gray appeared, mysterious deaths followed. Yet no witness ever saw him commit a crime. No physical evidence connected him to any murder. It was as though he always stayed one step ahead of the law. Then, in 1899, the killings suddenly stopped. Mr. Gray vanished without a trace. Despite years of searching, investigators never learned his true identity. The notebook was never fully explained. Some believed it was a list of intended victims. Others thought someone else was using it to frame an innocent traveler. To this day, historians still debate who Mr. Gray really was. Was he a calculating killer? A witness who knew too much? Or simply a man trapped in a mystery he could never escape? No one knows. And that is why the legend of the stranger who knew every victim before they died continues to haunt lovers of unsolved crime stories. Ending hook: if a complete stranger appeared in your town today, and everyone he spoke to later turned up dead, would you trust him, or report him before it was too late?